Hey everybody, we made it! It's Friday! I hope you're excited because I am. And if you're tuning into this live stream, I want you to grab your notebook, grab that pen, because you are going to want to take copious notes when you see who I have coming up. I have Mary Fain Brandt in the house, and she's talking to us all about AI and what you need to know. She's dropping all sorts of resources, all sorts of tools. You're not going to want to miss this. Or if you can't make it live, watch the replay. If you are tuning into this, hello and welcome. You're tuning into Tisha Talks Live. This is a show that I started a couple years ago where I just get to interview the coolest entrepreneurs on the planet worldwide and share all sorts of tips and resources, interview them, just casual convo style, and teach you a thing or two on this Friday. So before we get started, a couple of really quick announcements. If you follow me here in the Phoenix area, if you're in the Phoenix area, I have a couple of events coming up. First up is Connecting Through Community. This is an event that I host every other month. I team up with a local nonprofit. And this month on February 27th, we are supporting Midwest Food Bank and packing bags, and kids are welcome, family, friends. We've got some great people coming. I like to call this networking with a purpose, because networking doesn't just happen at business events. It can happen just about anywhere. So I'll drop the link in a little bit for that. But if you can make it, it's from 5 to 7 p.m. And like I said, kids are welcome to come. I'll be bringing my own. I know my daughter's bringing her soccer team buddies with her. So it's going to be a great event. Again, Midwest Food Bank coming up on February 27th. And then coming up next month in March, also on the 27th, is our Social Connect Simplify. This is an event that I started hosting years and years ago, and this year decided to just take it down to basics and the real purpose, which was to connect good people in a genuine sort of way. So there's no ticket pricing. There's just good people having happy hour with each other, catching up on life and business and all of that fun stuff. So make sure you check that out. You can also join us at the socialconnect.world community that I've started. That is thanks to Mary giving me a great tool. It's on heartbeat.chat. So we have a little online community. You can introduce yourself. You can chat with people. You can chat with me. It's just a really great place, great vibe to be able to connect with people that you meet at some of these events, instead of trying to figure out what platform you're on, all that stuff. So I've really, really simplified it. I think you'll really love it. So make sure that you head on over there. I know we have some people commenting already, so I'll get to your comments in just a second after the dance party. But if you are commenting, you're most likely tuning into this on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So thanks again for coming. And we love having you here. Drop us a comment, say hello. If you have any questions throughout the broadcast, make sure you ask. And we'll also be catching the replay. So don't be shy, ask questions. Before I bring Mary in, let's go ahead and get that dance party going, because it is Friday and I like to just, loosen up my Friday just a little bit with some music and a little bit of a dance. So here we go. We'll be right back in about 45 seconds. I'm loosened up. Mary, are you loosened up? Are you dancing? I saw some people dancing. I'm dancing. All right. Well, hey, we've got some great attendance. I'm checking our LinkedIn feed right now. So thanks so much for tuning in. To the 10 plus people that are already on, hello, welcome. Don't be shy. Make sure you say hello. And again, if you have any questions, please ask those questions. All right. Are you guys ready? Okay, I love what Mary wrote, and I can't take credit. I know Ann Small had commented. She's like, that title is brilliant. And I was like, it's not me. It's a Mary thing. It's all about the Jetsons. How many of you guys remember the Jetsons show? I remember it. I watched it religiously. I loved it. And we kind of have arrived. Yeah, Mary's like, I did. I watched the Jetsons. So her title of this whole thing is The Jetsons Have Arrived, AI and what you need to know. She's my dear friend, moved here from San Diego, lives here in Sun City. I just got to see her in Russ John's the other day and hang out with them at an amazing restaurant. Shout out to the Sicilian Butcher. And we're going to get started with this because I know you have a lot of questions. You're like, all right, bring in Mary already. Okay, so here we go, Mary. Are you ready? Mary Fain Brandt. She is the CEO of Mary Fain Brandt Consulting. She just got her certification in AI. So she is very, very well versed. She's very, very credible on this topic. And today we're going to break it down. She's going to share so many resources and tips and all that. So Mary, I'm just going to kind of sit back and let you run with it.
Well, thank you so much. Always loved your show. I'm so glad that we connected while I was in San Diego. Here's a fun tip. Tisha is the first person that I met when I moved here. I was like, hey, I live here now. Can we get together? And she's like, well, I like to talk and walk. So you took me to the Riverine Preserve or something?
The Riparian Reserve out in Mesa. And I've taken a couple people there, like Sahar, my friend Holly. Like, I'm all about efficiency, Mary. So it's like, hey, let's walk, let's talk, let's grab a coffee, let's go grab lunch. Like, let's really pack this in and make this a really special occasion instead of just sitting across from each other in a booth.
Yeah. 100%. And that's one of the things I love about you, because it was a walk, talk, grab lunch. Oh my gosh, we instantly became, I want to say, business besties. Like, oh yeah, you're my people. Let's support each other. So thank you for all the work that you do for your community and for the networking events and for being my friend and colleague. I love you, girl.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Mary, do you mind if we check comments and say hi to some people?
Yeah, I see Bruce is here. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey just dropped into my LinkedIn feed recently. So thank you for being here.
Yeah. Royce. Hey guys. Bruce. I love it. She is sunshine in the Sun City.
Thank you, Bruce. That's right. So the title, The Jetsons, you guys, I have to share a little story. I did grow up watching the Jetsons, and in 6th grade, I wrote a report with a drawing that was probably 3 feet by 3 feet. And I drew my ideal city, which was based on the Jetsons. And so we had the flying cars, which we have driverless cars. We had, clean. I had a vacuum as a kid. Well, in my new world, I didn't have to. Right. And so when we talk about AI, there's some interesting facts that I want to share with you guys. AI has been around for 50 years.
Ooh.
So contrary to popular belief that it just came out last year, it's been around for 50 years. And here's a fun fact. We were not supposed to have access to it.
It's like top secret.
Yeah. That was not the path was not for the public to have access to it last year. And how that actually came about, I don't have that full story, but I think it's important for us to understand AI has been around. It's not brand new. The last 20 years, it has been used a lot behind the scenes. And you guys, whether you know it or not, you're using it every day. Siri, Alexa, Google, like I say, Alexa, turn on my backyard lights. Boom. That's AI. Our GPS, the robot, the vacuum cleaners. Who doesn't? I have that little vacuum cleaner. It's programmed to turn on. That's all AI. And so when people are like, I'm anti AI, I'm like, do you use Siri or Alexa?
Do you own an Alexa? Yeah.
So we're all using it in some capacity. Even my dad, right? Siri and Alexa, right? So, and our Ring doorbell, all of that. Like, we have so much AI embedded into our life. So whether you're like anti-AI or you're like, yes, let's dive all in, I think it's important that we understand it's been around, it's here to stay. And what is the future of AI? I pulled up some statistics relevant, like very current.
Yeah.
And so it's estimated that by 2030, that's 6 years away, that approximately $15.7 trillion will be flooded into the global economy because of the adoption of AI. Now, there's a lot that goes into that, guys. And why I'm very pro AI, I'm also very aware that it is going to change how we live and it is going to affect jobs. I want everyone to know right off, I understand that. So jobs are going to be lost to AI. And a chunk of those jobs are going to be lost to the people that don't adapt to using AI.
Right.
So people in marketing, oh my gosh, copywriters, or they're not going to have a job. Book writers, I'm not going to have a job. One of my dear friends in San Diego, the reason I am a certified AI consultant, she has a marketing agency that she's had for 20 years. This is not a little entrepreneur. She has a full-blown agency, been doing this for 20 years. She signed up to do this because she saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And when she agency, her thing is copywriting. That is her, like, her God-given gift. She went to school for it. She's an amazing writer and marketer. And when she signed up to become a certified AI consultant, I was like, this is legit. This was last year. And so that is why I followed. And so even as marketing people, whether you're an ad marketing, copywriter, book writer, ghost writer, you need to embrace AI, because the jobs that are going to be lost are those that don't adapt and embrace AI.
Yeah. So my husband works for the city of Mesa, Mary, and he's over the utility services department. And they literally are getting rid of staff in the next 5 years, I'd say. So no longer is it going to be a human reading your meter or checking your gas and giving you that bill. It's a robot that's just going to be like, I don't know if you've ever seen, I just saw this movie with the kids the other day, but have you ever seen Wall-E?
Oh,
have you ever
a long
seen that
time ago.
movie? Yeah, Disney movie where, all these people are on. Yeah. And the one thing that brings it back is the plant, right? But it just is crazy because you're watching this movie and everybody is like on this blimp and they can't do anything for themselves and it's all these robots. Anyway, kind of digressing here, but I just saw that. I was like, oh,
there's going to be change.
There's going to be change.
There is change. And I like change. I'm a change advocate. Change. Yeah. We're growing, we're developing, we're changing. But at the same time, I don't want to lose human connectivity. So I don't have the stat, but I was at an AI ethical summit on Monday, which was very interesting. And I was surrounded by some of the smartest people in the world here. A gentleman from Ireland, the top CIO in North America. And she shared a startling statistic that I believe it was in China, young women of dating age, like that 14 to 17, they were surveyed and they would rather have an AI boyfriend.
What?
Now that scares me because they're not going to fight with them, I guess. I don't know why. So there's this human component that we really need to take stock. We need to understand it. And at some point we need to what is the word? Not control it, but we don't want the government to oversee it, but there needs to be a committee or a board or something. But so I want everyone to understand, I love AI, but I also understand there's some backslide to it.
Right.
But let's talk about, how about today we focus on all the amazing things it can do for you in your business. How about that, Tisha?
I love it. Okay, so let's start with that, Mary. What are some of the amazing things that AI can do for you in your business if you are going to adapt? Because you're right. I've met some people, fellow copywriters, that are like, oh my gosh, I'm totally done. I'm never going to have work again. Everybody is going through ChatGPT. And I just, I've used ChatGPT for some clients too, Mary, but I'm like, you still need to make it your own. Yes. So we're just going to dive into all of this, but let's start off with what are some of the most amazing things that you think AI is capable of when you start to adapt it?
Well, I think number one, we need to understand it's not, so you use it for content. You don't copy paste. You hit the nail on the head. I always say you need to put the human eye on the AI. So I love it for content creation. I love it for ideation. Actually, the number one thing I use it for is for the ideas in my head, right? Like, what can I do with this, right? And so I love it for ideation. I love it for content marketing, but it's not 100%. I'm going to get into a statistic that you guys need to remember. I love it for email marketing, creating an email. Who wants to sit down and write an email, five-part email funnel? Like, is that fun for you? It's not fun for me. But with ChatGPT, once I have trained my persona and set that up, and it sounds like me, it writes like me, it's got my infusion of coffee anecdotes in it, then it does become fun. So besides the basics, which is content, posts, email, lead magnets, it can help you create a whole bunch of lead magnets. I just wrote a custom GPT on Wednesday for proposals.
You were telling me about this. You're like, I did it in under a half an hour. Score.
Yeah, and that was with setting it up. So now that it's set up, it'll literally take like a minute.
Yeah, it's pretty instant.
Right. Oh. And this is for my AI business. So it's very specific. So creating this, proposal, I was like, oh, snap, this is nice. Cover letters for those that are looking for jobs. Yeah. It can help write a resume, but I'm going to say it's not to the point because you still have to do the formatting. Right. But it could help organize. If you have ChatGPT 4, you can actually upload your old resume. So I did create a persona for a resume builder where you upload your LinkedIn profile link or your LinkedIn profile, because it can't do links, and your resume, and it can take all of that information and kind of fuse it together and give you at least a starting point. Employment letters, job descriptions. It can do, I love it for workbooks. I absolutely love it for workbooks. That's one of the things that I love. It can write your ebook, right? If you wanted to do it's not going to replace authors, but if you want to do like an ebook for your funnel, for your opt-in, why not? I did one on careers and I had it done in 20 minutes.
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot about that too. I used it honestly for a rack card I needed to do for my real estate brokerage on why you should join us. It was a recruiting rack card. And like, I love what you said is it's really not there to replace it all. It's an ideation thing of I'm really stuck. I'm going to just type in what I'm looking for. And it just gave me all sorts of content that I'm like, okay, I like that. I'm changing that. I'm customizing it to what we need for our brokerage. And people are like, that was so awesome. I'm like, that took me like 2 minutes.
Right. Once you get it set up and you train it and you understand what to ask it. So I always tell people you have to tell it what you want and what you don't want. Yep. So I don't want 10 million emojis in every post. So mine has specific instructions of what to include and what not to include. So there's really no limit. Landing pages. I created my landing page in there. I have all the ideas and I have some stats, but how do I format it? Yeah. Template. You guys, has anyone seen my Fantastic Friday Spotlight post that I started that this year? So every Friday, I'm putting the spotlight on an amazing person or group or place in my network. That is a template that I created in ChatGPT. I don't sit and manually type that out every Friday or even, I said, this is what I want to do. These are the key points I want to hit on, create a template. So now I just go in there and this template, I tell a little bit about who I want to spotlight and it creates this amazing post. So that's some different ways that you can use it. We're going to go into tools later, but I kind of want to share some more stats because I know people love stats, right?
Yeah. Hey, before we get started with that, I just want to give a shout out to some people who just joined us, Mary. So we've got Luis Melendez, Mr. Groovy, joining us out of Ventura. Hey, Luis, good to see you on Facebook. And Sally is joining us off of Mary's LinkedIn, and she said it's another tool. Yep. We're talking all about tools and resources today. So again, if you have any questions as Mary keeps going on, then please ask because we love this. And Bruce, thanks so much for all of your comments. You're blowing up the feed. We'll get to those in a little bit too. Mary, all right, take it away. You've got stats and we love stats. For all those knowledge people, you're going to love this.
Right? So efficiency and productivity. That's probably the number one way that AI improves our daily lives and our work life. It's been said that it can increase the productivity up to 40%. So Amazon and Goodyear, that's what got us to Arizona. My husband works there and they were the first warehouse to have the robots, right? So for more efficiency, business decisions can be made quicker. 70% of business leaders are ready to let robots make decisions for them. Now, I think that's a little far-fetched. I think help them make decisions because we can get research done faster. We can do fact finding faster.
Right.
One thing I do want to say is boards. If anyone here wants to serve on a board, right? If you're looking to be on a board, boards are now looking for individuals who understand AI. I believe in the next year, we're going to see it a requirement that each official board has a board member that is either certified in AI or has a really good understanding. That is going to have to be a key component for all large boards. So something to keep in mind. There's going to be a new title called the Chief Future Officer.
Ooh, I love that. That to me screams Jetsons. That just to me screams Chief Future Officer, the CFO. I like it.
They're going to look for employees that are more futurist, right? So if you're looking for a job, lean into this because
I love it.
There's so many opportunities. So I talked about, right, a few ways, things what you can use, really ChatGPT, Claude, Bard, Dolly, right? Those are some things. There's 5 ways to use AI in your business. So we talked about content creation. We already have automated customer service. Does anyone know what automated customer service is?
Bots.
Yep. So you can create your own bot. You don't have to now, right? We all have bots on our websites, right? I had Mobile Monkey. I signed up. I had someone set it up for me. But now with ChatGPT, you can actually go in and create your own. So that's going to help, with customer service on your website. Data analysis. Claude is good. So you have to understand the different tools and what they're good at. They might say they do 5 things, but they're probably good at 1.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's like all tools though, Mary. So, okay, break this down for us.
So ChatGPT, I love it for ideation, content creation, all the stuff I mentioned. Claude analyzes data better. Claude is good for big data development and analyzing like competitors. So you have to understand the different tools that are out there. Operation efficiency is another way that you can use. And I know this is Bruce's thing, right? Efficiency, streamline the process. And then of course, innovation and development. So there are some really cool tools coming out, you guys. Have you ever called an automate? Look, how old am I? So I saw something on Facebook, like it was a mom and daughter. How do you answer the phone? The mom does that and the daughter goes.
Oh my gosh. We're dating ourselves even back to pager days and payphones.
I worked at a paging company. Yep. So there is, we call and it's an automated voice system, right? And it's automated. It sounds automated. Well, I just got a glimpse into what that's going to look like. It's being rolled out to a small group and it sounds like a real person. We tested it live in my AI group and we called it, the coach called it. He's like, yeah, I want to get your pricing. And this gentleman came on and said, okay, so you want pricing on da-da-da. And he started to go over this list and he interrupted him. And he said, no, I just want the pricing on this. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. And it sounded like a real person.
Wow.
It's interactive.
Ooh.
It's not wait. So that is coming down. Now, that's customer service. So how is that going to affect that job market? There's a lot of unknown in the world of AI, but I think there's a lot of benefit. And as smart as AI tools are, you guys, they don't always produce the quality responses. And that's where the 90-10 rule comes in. So remember this, 90-10. AI is here to help you get it 90% done. If you think it's going to get 100% done, I'm telling you, no, it's not going to happen. Not yet. Not in 2024. I don't know what the future brings, but just think about the 90-10 rule. Is it 90% where I want it? Is that blog or article or my content? Is it 90% sounding like me, 90% on target? Great. You have a win. That
Right.
other 10%, that's your responsibility to tweak it, refine it, and make it sound more like you.
Yep. I
So I
agree.
just like everyone to understand human eye on the AI.
Human eye on the AI. I like that. All right, Mary, one question I've seen, we have a lot of LinkedIn folks here. Are you all using the rewrite with AI when you put a post up? I'm curious. I'd love to know because I have, and I was like, that doesn't sound like me. That doesn't sound like me at all. Like you took out all the cutesy things that I actually like to write. So I had to revert back. But I like that it's like, do you want to keep this? Or do you want to revert back to what you wrote? And more times than not, I'm like, I'm going to revert back, but I'm going to take some elements. It's like what you said, it's that 90-10 rule of maybe it'll get a little more done for you, but then you do have to go in and add your own spin, your own personality and character to it. So I'm curious, do you use that, Mary? Do other people use it that have checked in? So you're like, mm-mm.
No, and I've tried it and it doesn't really sound like me. So the problem is that is a very generic, right? It's not like my personas are me that
Yeah,
I've created. And
yeah,
that is just an overall tool, which I want to say though is great for someone who's like, I need to comment more. I don't know what to say. So I
yeah.
feel like some of these tools are good for people that are getting started on LinkedIn. Like, I know I need to engage. I don't know what to say yet. And as you practice commenting and engaging more on LinkedIn, it will get easier and you'll be able to bring your own voice in there because
Mhm.
you will start seeing comments that I have this just happen last week where 2 to 3 people commented on a post and it was the same sentence.
Was it cool? Thanks.
No, I was like, oh, that was AI. So there's tools out there like Sales Stack that you can
Yeah.
install, and it comments and it also does DM. And I do like it because I did use it for the DM thing. It was like
Uh-huh.
6 in the morning, and I was replying. I couldn't function yet and write a thoughtful response, and it actually led to a consultation call. But I had trained, so with Sales Stack, I had trained it to sound like me.
Yeah.
It talked about coffee and my love of tacos and how I hadn't found a good taco place in Arizona yet. It actually weaved that into the DM.
Ooh,
So
okay.
so it depends, right, on the tools that you're using. So when we get to the tools, I know we're limited on time. I want to make sure that I don't know, does anyone have the disease I have? It's called SOS, shiny object syndrome. You see a new tool and you're like, "Oh, I need to try that." And it
Mm-hmm.
can be so overwhelming, right? Tisha, how many tools have you tried?
A lot. I will say that I've pared it down a lot too of nope, don't really need that. And I think that honestly, having a team behind me, so having my VAs who have the tools has been extremely helpful because I'm like, well, then I don't need to buy all these tools because you have the
Right,
tools and you will
right.
work it because that's what you know. So it has been good. I want to say a couple of people have commented too. Jeffrey saying practice makes progress. Yes. Great. And Bruce, quick question here. Isn't rewrite untrainable? What do you think,
Yeah,
Mary?
so if you're saying rewrite for on LinkedIn with their AI, it's not training it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not.
I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah.
And that's, fairly new. We're testing it. Um, so I don't think that AI built into LinkedIn, I don't believe that's trainable as some other platforms and tools are like Sales Stack, you train it.
Yeah.
Taplio's a new one. I just got off a call with them this morning, having them walk me through. One tip for you guys, if you want to try something, try it for the 7-day free trial. Or if you sign up, I got this from another AI consultant. He'll sign up for a tool for 1 month so he can use it. And then he'll go in and cancel the subscription the
Hmm.
next day so he won't get billed. And then you have 1 month to try it out. So I really like that tip if you want to like explore, because I
Yeah.
believe that you don't need all these tools. You probably need maybe 5 in your business.
Hmm.
So who here uses Fathom? For
Yeah, that's like
I
note
love
taker. Yeah.
it's an AI note taker on your Zoom calls. And it's amazing because it can highlight things. You can, transcribe and send it off to your client instead of like doing a recap. That's AI.
Hmm.
And that one's free. I love that. Grammarly is AI. We use that. You
I
can
use
have the
that.
free version or the paid version. So my point here is you need to think about, what do you hate to do in your business? Right? I hate writing email marketing funnels. Like, I can come up with the ideas, but I don't want to logically sit and write them. But I can put my ideas into ChatGPT, into my persona, and have it write it. So what do you hate doing? If you hate commenting on LinkedIn, then find a tool that does it pretty darn good for you.
Right?
So that would be my one tip. What are 3 things that you hate doing? And then find the tools that help you with that. Don't rush out and buy every tool just because it's shiny and bright.
Yeah, that's a great tip. All right, Mary, I know we have a lot of resources and I want to get to that and then we'll close out. But you have so many tools, and I'm going to put the link up here if you want to share with us what this is so people know to go look for it. I'll put that up.
Yeah,
for you.
so that's this is my first AI checklist. And because I was feeling overwhelmed, I got a checklist from someone and it had 100 tools. I'm like, wow. For me, that's overwhelming. So
Yeah.
I went through the tools that I'm using, that I've been using consistently through my AI journey, and that some of my other colleagues are using. And I started with a simple list. If you're looking like, what are 10 tools that I should look at? This is the list for you to grab. Fathom is on there because it is a game changer, and I'm still surprised at how many people do not use it.
Yeah.
Taplio is on there, and that is strictly for LinkedIn. And I'm diving into that. There's some amazing tools over there. And if you grab that, you'll get the checklist. You'll get a couple emails. I'm not going to lie, right? You're going to get some emails, but I'm going to be sharing more and more AI resources. If you subscribe to my LinkedIn newsletter, we're reframing that. So it's LinkedIn and AI. LinkedIn and AI. Those are my focus this year. So I'll be spotlighting a new tool, or probably 2 new tools every week in that publication. So if you're trying to figure out what tools and how to use them. So that checklist says like how to use it. It's great if you have the name, but what's it for?
I love it. Thank you so much for putting that resource together. All right, Mary, we've got a minute or 2 left. Tell us how people can find you, what you're working on. Give us a little bit of a shameless plug. I know you have a lot going on always, but tell us, what's coming up for Mary.
I am speaking at the Chamber on AI in April. I am speaking next week at a real estate small luxury networking group. So I love talking about LinkedIn and AI. Those are the 2 focuses for this year, you guys, is LinkedIn and AI. So if those are the 2 things you're interested in, I'm the person to follow. Ring my bell on LinkedIn. That is where I'm active. That is where I grow my professional network and support other amazing people like Bruce and Jeffrey and Tisha. So, and Louise. I'm planning on being out in Arizona. All right. Oh, we'll see Mr. Groovy then. So that is really my focus, is brand and positioning on LinkedIn, along with how to use AI in your business to simplify things and to speed up the processes so you're not pulling out your hair, or you're not forgetting to be consistent on your social media platforms or email marketing.
There it is. Yes, Sally, just to answer your question, Mary and or I, because I think she's joining off of your broadcast. If you'll add the link for the tools on Carta, then that would be awesome. I love how you even do this, Mary, your little like thumbs up. So cool. Like the little thumbs up in the bubble. Very cool.
I don't know how I plug that in, but it comes up all the time.
Oh, I thought you were just doing that. It just does
no,
it when you say something cool?
I did some setting and I'll have fireworks. Let's see.
I saw that. I was like, did you just do that, or is your computer doing that for you?
It's automatic. It's one of the AI settings.
There it is. Yes, Luis, I love what he wrote. Mary, I'm planning on being out in Arizona this summer. Maybe AI can find a great taco place. I have got one, but you guys have to travel to Chandler. I have it.
I'll come. I have it. But speaking of tacos, did you know that you can take a picture of what's in your fridge and you can get recipes on what you should make?
All right, that's a game changer. That's a total game changer.
Did you know that you can say, I'm going on a plant-based diet, give me 10 recipes? You can use it for more than business. Like I always say, the sky's the limit. What do you want to work on today?
Yeah. I love that you shared that because you're right. So many of us are like, I'm not in business. Why on earth would I use this? But it can make your job, your life easier. I love that. I've got 3 things in my fridge right now. You tell me what I'm supposed to make and make it healthy and make it vegan and make it this. So cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. All right, guys. Well, we are out of time. Mary, thank you so much for being here today on Tisha Talks Live at 10:45. Teasing next week, I have Steve Hall coming on. He's a business coach and strategist. He's showing us how to optimize for profitability and success and teaching you how to find and double revenue in your business. So you want to make sure that you tune into that. Of course, you can catch the replays. These are all on YouTube. I do clips every Friday with the cool things that I've learned. So you can always tune into those too. And Mary, such a pleasure, my dear friend. Thank you so much for being here and just being a good friend and colleague. And you guys know LinkedIn AI is her jam. So if you're looking for someone who can talk on both, then Mary would be the person to reach out to, and you can find her at her LinkedIn right there. So thanks, Mary. Any last words before we jump off?
I think that we should all just embrace change and do it ethically and responsibly. So please keep that in mind when you're using AI. Keep your human eye on your AI, and it'll be a great success tool for you.
I think that's your new. Did you come up with that, Mary?
Yeah,
is that your slogan?
Mine.
All right,
Mine.
I like it. Your human eye on your AI.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll all be successful at this. All right. Thanks so much, everybody who tuned in live to this. Remember, you can always reach out to Mary if you have further questions. I'm sure she can also send you the tools if you weren't able to grab that. Just make sure you register. And yeah, Mary's putting the link in the chat right now. Jeffrey, thank you so much. I just got to throw his comment up there. He said, thank you, Tisha and Mary. This has been awesomely informative with all those fun emojis. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your long weekend. Happy President's Day. We'll catch you back next week.
Bye.